You could maybe just sit down.
We got somebody from
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Awesome.
Here he is, guys. Thanks for joining us, Nikita. Cheers for coming down, man.
How's everything?
All good, bro. All good. How are you finding this? How are you finding the bubble?
The bubble, it's good. It's the same thing from last fight. You just gotta go along with it, right?
That's it, mate. It is a bit Groundhog Day. What have you brought with you? Have you bought a console with you or something?
Yeah. I brought my Switch, my Nintendo Switch. I didn't bring my PlayStation because I'm not sure if the Wi-Fi is good here or like the TV is good here, but it's pretty good here. I should have brought it.
Cool. So, guys, yeah, let's line up. I've got some questions lined up already from you guys, which is great. But yeah, we'll fire away first with Donna, with Nikita Ababiy fighting for the 10th time in the paid ranks on Friday night, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Donna.
Hey, Nikita, how's it going?
What's up? How's everything?
Not too bad. I wanted to ask about your experience fighting in the bubble. You've been in there once before. How do you think that's going to impact you coming into this bout on Friday night?
The first time it caught me really unexpected. But this time, it's I'm more prepared. We brought a lot of stuff with us from home, to help us with, training in our room in the bubble. And the food here is actually so much better. I remember the first bubble, I was barely eating, and losing so much weight. But now, the food here is amazing. We got the room service here, food from the restaurants downstairs. It's going pretty good. I'm not complaining at all.
I remember you were on the card last year for this YouTuber boxing event about a year ago. This last couple of weeks, your pal Jake Paul is fighting again this weekend. Will you be watching on Saturday night at this incredible Mike Tyson Roy Jones card?
Yeah. So I'm fighting Friday, and I fly back Saturday. I'm probably gonna be home around 3 o'clock, so I'll actually make it to watch the fight. Yeah, of course, I'm excited. I'm rooting for Jake, and it's gonna be I'm really excited for Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fight.
How do you think Jake's fight's going to go, and how do you think Mike Tyson's fight's going to go?
I think Jake is gonna win because Nate never fought before. I understand he's like an athlete, ex-pro athlete, but getting hit in the face is different than dribbling a ball. And with the Roy Jones and Mike Tyson fight, I'm rooting for Roy Jones because he's my favorite fighter, and I hope he boxes the whole fight, all 10 rounds.
Thank you very much for your time, man.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing, Nikita?
What's up, man? How's everything?
Everything's great, man. So, you're part of this new generational wave of very talented New York City fighters coming into the boxing. What do you feel separates you, though, or makes you special from the others?
Just my image, my message. All these fighters, they look like actual fighters. Buzz cuts, mean, mugging, and everything. But I look like a TikTok boy. Like what am I doing in the ring? But when people see me in the ring, they respect me so much more. Never judge a book by its cover. So, I feel like I'm really, really different. I just stand out a lot more than all these fighters. That's what I believe.
Right. Now, you've been very active, going into your professional career. Do you look to keep up this momentum going into 2021, or are you, as the fights get tougher, do you look on, taking longer breaks and stuff like that?
Just, I'm going with the wave, going with the flow, whatever happens. But if we got the momentum going, we're going to keep it going. If if we need to take a step back a little bit, we're going to take a step back. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, we're just, we're doing everything smart. So, we're just going first we take care of one step, and then we go into the next step. So right now, the first step is taking care of Friday, getting that knockout, right?
Right. Thank you, champ. Thank you for your time. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
Matt, please.
This is Matt for Behind the Gloves. Cheers for joining us, Nikita. For those who don't know, can you just explain to everyone and to the fans where your nickname came from? White chocolate.
The real story is I'm white and chocolate from the waist down. I'm joking. That's my story. But No, where it came from is, I grew up, in a, rough neighborhoods. I'm the only white kid in all the gyms. I'm like a light bulb there. So sparring, and I was lighting this kid up, and they were like, "Yo, this white kid, he got rhythm, he got style, he knows how to move. Call him White Chocolate." And just from there, everybody just, it stuck with me.
Which fighter did you look up to before coming into the professional game? Was there a specific fighter that inspired you to make that step to be, to become professional, or just to start boxing in general?
Well, I started boxing at a really young age, so I never really kind of like looked up to anybody. It just kind of like my dad put me in, and it just like happened. I was young. I didn't really understand what was happening. Sorry for that. I was really young, just going along with the flow. But as I was getting older, I understood that I'm a fighter, that, this is my sport. And so, yeah, I really didn't have nobody, I guess I like, Roy Jones Jr., Manny Pacquiao, but they, they're not the reason why I started fighting. I started fighting because, I'm a born fighter. And yeah, just, that's why I started fighting.
Out of the current champions in the middleweight division, who do you regard as number one? And if you could pick who to face, who would it be?
Number one, I don't really watch nobody. I watch myself. But in the future, I would love to fight Canelo, I don't really have no names on top of my head. I don't watch nobody. Whoever comes, in a year or two, whoever I'll fight, take the title from them or defend, it's gonna happen. So I'm just worried about myself right now, and getting up there first to the ranks.
Good luck Friday. Cheers, Nikita.
Thank you.
Boxing Source, please.
Hey there, Nikita. How's it going?
What's up, man? How's everything?
Doing good, doing good. How's the adjustment been from last year in 2019, having about 6 fights, to here in 2020 only being involved in like 2 fights? Like, have you like kind of changed your regimen up as far as like training, or has it been basically the same, just being in the ring for 2 fights this year?
Oh no, it's the same thing. No, there's no change. It's just Corona, kind of slowed things down. But everything is still the same. We're just stepping up the training. That's pretty much the only difference. And taking it more serious, because when I started 2019, I was 1-0, 2-0. Now I'm 9-0. And just going up from there. But everything is still the same. We're taking training more serious, and just going up from there. Everything's the same.
True. How is the contrast being in Brooklyn in comparison to like Richmond, Virginia? Being that Virginia is kind of a little bit of a change of pace, a little bit slower than being in Brooklyn.
What do you mean? What do you mean Richmond, Virginia? Like, because.
What's that?
What do you mean Richmond, Virginia?
Like you being around the Virginia area, correct?
Well, I was born there for like 1 day.
Oh, 1 day, and then so you just went straight from.
That's crazy. You know about that, but no, I was born there for 1 day, so I was literally born there and went back to Brooklyn. So, I only know about Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay, gotcha. No problem, man. Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
Hey Nikita, John here, Pro Boxing Fans. You alright?
Yeah. How's everything?
Yeah, good. Has the professional ranks gone pretty much as you expected? You're, very good amateur. You're now 9-0. What have you made of life in the professional ranks so far? And you fought in some of the best venues already. So, yeah, how do you sum it up?
I didn't expect it at all, to be honest. When I was going in, I had no idea what was going on, what I'm getting myself into. I just knew, no headgears, 10-ounce gloves, and just fight. But I didn't know it was going to be this crazy. It's like everything's going so quick. It's like a movie. Fighting in the craziest venues. I didn't expect, because I seen a lot of fighters, they start off their first 3 fights, 4 fights, they fight in like basketball courts and, just like beat up places, but just every fight is, big venues, big stadiums. Is just, unexpected. I didn't expect none of this. So, it's a crazy adventure that I'm just going along with.
What does victory on Friday night do for you in your career?
What it does for me, just, moving on to the next, one step closer to my dream, my goal, and, just one step closer for everybody to know my name.
Cheers. Best of luck Friday.
Thank you.
Again, thanks so much for taking time to talk to us. You know, you mentioned at the very start that they brought in your Switch in here. You know, I was talking to Michael Conlon before his first fight in his bubble. He was talking about bringing in his PlayStation and having a more relaxed atmosphere during fight week compared to how it was pre-pandemic. And that's something that you're also kind of noticing, that there is a more relaxed, more chill atmosphere, you know, when you're not dealing with media workouts or any of the obligatory fight week obligations here in the bubble.
I guess, yeah, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed. But yeah, it's just, you know, I remember before, it's hard to think about how life was before because it just changed so quickly, and you know, everybody's adapting to it. So it's like me thinking about, you know, before Corona, how everything was. It's kind of like I can't, like, you know, it's like, was it really like that? Because life just literally flipped so quickly. So it's like, just imagining us walking without a mask, you know, in the public is like unbelievable. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we're gonna be walking with masks now forever. Who knows, right? So yeah, it's a little bit more relaxed. Yeah, you know, I'm a gamer. You know, I gamed, always recorded, always boxed my whole life. You know, so you know, just even before Corona, always brought my Switch, always played it. But no, before Corona, there was no Switch, I think. So yeah, I'll always play my PS4, always, you know, all that, you know. But yeah, did I answer it?
You know, as far as, you know, that you mentioned, you know, just life just kind of turning on its head, you know, just because of the coronavirus. Did it feel easy, you know, after that first fight, and when you kind of were starting to prepare for this next upcoming fight, did it feel like it was, you know, something that now just kind of seems secondhand nature, that you kind of already know what the deal is, you know, prepare with gym restrictions and COVID regulations in place? Does it now feel like it's now becoming a new normal instead of something that you're just gonna have to deal with?
Yeah, so the first time, you know, when I fought in August, it was everything, you know, I had no experience fighting during COVID. So, you know, everything was so weird. I remember always comparing everything that I'm doing new, I always compared it to like the old. But this is the second time I'm here, you know, and fighting in the bubble. And it's like a normal, you know, it's like a norm now. It's, you know, I already know that, you know, I can't leave this, I can't leave my room, I can't do this, can't do that. And, you know, it just feels, I don't know, it feels normal to me. I'm not complaining.
Lastly, you know, has the pandemic sort of maybe changed how you view maybe what your goals are for 2021, or your project, or your development as a fighter, with, you know, with fights kind of being a little harder to make with everything that's been going on?
It's just the training. I just, you know, our gyms, you know, they close now at 8, I think, or 7. You know, before I used to train, you know, twice in the gym every single day. Now I'm training only in the morning, and then training, you know, with my dad, you know, either outside or inside my home. But, you know, it's just the training. I feel like everything else is the same. You know, fights are still happening. We're gonna be fighting, and, you know, everything is the same. It's just, you know, I just hope they fix something with the gyms, so it could be easier to train at the gyms.
Thank you, and best of luck in your next fight.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Carlos. Thanks, Nikita. Cheers for coming.